conversation around writing. As part of the conversations around writing pitch decks, we have in the house the grants writing master himself in Nigeria today. So I was busy looking for his profile. And answer, see, what profile do you even want to read out? He is the grandmaster of grant writing in Nigeria. So we have in our midst the only gentleman in our midst for now, Mr. Edward Essene. Please jam your hands wherever you are. Please, I need that chat, emotions. Say thank you, welcome. We're not paying, please. I can't pay him yet under DIRA. Please. Right. So Mr. Edward is the founder, CEO at amongst many other things, many other things in the ecosystem of entrepreneurship, funding, technology, etc. When you're looking for the voice in grants and grant writing, then you go to the School of Grant Success. So jam your hands for the founder CEO of School of Grant Success. So Mr. Edward, we are super excited to have you here this afternoon. Our ladies are in the house. They've gone through it's a 1 month of 8 days, active 8 days within a month's session accelerator, and it's a do. We help you do. So at the end of this accelerator, they are supposed to have documents ready to give to investors. So they've been worked through writing pitches, writing their financials, but a whole lot of them wants to also understand grant writing, what is expected of them. I just want you to be free. So it's just about grant writing. Eventually, for those of them that want grant, we are pushing them to the School of Grant Success, by the way. So you have the floor, sir. Thank you so much.
Ma. Good afternoon, everybody. It's so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be here. It's a privilege. Madam Comfort is my big auntie and senior colleague. Chigozie, I see you. You don't collect plenty grants. You are here. Okay, well done. I see some of my friends here. Kudos. You guys are already used to being in different incubation program, accelerator. But you see, that is important because the quest for resources is never enough. Let me see if I can on my video briefly. Okay, so this is me. I'm in the middle of a program. Madam Comfort, you may know, I'm in this IIF Investors Roundtable. Why am I here? I'm here because even though I had another event with EDC is doing one inclusive entrepreneurship training today at the zone in Bagada. I was invited as a participant to come and learn around the best practices around inclusive entrepreneurship, which I need, as an entrepreneur. I was also invited for the same time, the same duration, to VI by IIF, Impact Investor Foundation. They are doing this investors roundtable, like DealRoom used to do, investors roundtable. So I felt, let me come and acquire some contact of people that I know can give you and I, a startup as SMEs, money. There are some of my startup that I sent to the DealRoom, I sent them to Comfort, and I say, I have this entrepreneur, I have this business, they need this amount of funding. Can you help us look at them? Can you advise them? Can you train them? Can you even help them mobilize resources? Now, from a consultancy standpoint, and this is my personal opinion, right? One of the ways to close your funding gap, or one of the ways to close your funding need, is to close the gap between the demand side and the supply side. That statement is so simple, but it means a lot of things. If you are on the demand side, meaning you are an entrepreneur, you are a startup, you're an SME, you always need money, you always need funding, you need resources. But there are some persons They claim that they don't need money. They always have money in surplus, in excess. So they're on the supply side. So today I took the hard decision of coming to meet with the supply side because as an entrepreneur and as a consultant, I am on the demand side. And I have a lot of people that are on the demand side that need money. So let's come and discuss with the guys that say they have money. Let me come and listen to what they say they need, their criteria, their checklist, their requirements, okay? And see how we can pipeline and channel many people like myself and you, both now and in the future, to give us money. Okay, so that's what we're here for. And I want you to know that that statement to say that if you want to close your funding gap, your funding need, you need to know how to close the gap between the supply side and the demand side. Okay, so let's build our social capital. It's important in mobilizing resources. Let's build our social capital. Let's build our net worth, our network, our network. Anyway, so like you know already, right? There are different types of funds. They are different. Thank you, Madam Kemi. Good to see you again. I have quite a number of friends here, and it's so good and very heartwarming. There are different types of fund, though, my sisters, my brothers. If I'm still the only brother, no one. Um, you know about debt and the consideration to win debt. Maybe you know about equity and the consideration to get equity. So my talk today will just be around grants. What is grant and how can I get? Most of you already know what grants is. Most of you have gotten 1 or 2 grants, but we want to make it a systemic, sustainable, and predictable. That statement, the predictable is hard. On my birthday this year, February 18, we got our first grant for the year. You know, we got a $150,000 grant this year, which I've been working around. That project is almost killing me. It's a project funded by GAIN. We're training farmers in the north. It's a 2-year project. We got $150K per year, so that's a $300,000 grant. I've gotten grant before as much as 380, but with this 300K, if I convert it with 1,005, is a whole lot of money than my previous 180. So I don't want to tell you guys stories or theories. I want to tell you the real thing. You know, what do you need to do? And like I said, my intention is to mobilize grants of $500,000 every year. And we've done 300 already this year. So I'm still looking for 200K. You know, between now and December, I trust God I'll be able to mobilize additional 200K. So what do? We know our area, what we do. My business plus incubation hub is nexusing between transactional advisory, helping people to mobilize resources, investment readiness a bit, and technology innovation. I have another grant from last year from GIZ that is still running. It's digital transformation project. So this morning I was thinking, am I a fintech? Because my work is in finance and in technology. So it's making me sound like a fintech. Like I'm feeling like a small flutter wave or a small pay stack. But when I tell my staff that what we do is fintech, it just helps us to communicate what our value proposition. We do financial resource mobilization, and we do technology, digital transformation, innovation consulting, digital marketing, digital skills, online safety. If there's any grants I've gotten before, from the first grants I ever got, Google Digital Skills, to Google, to Facebook, to IBM, to World Bank, most of them have been around technology and innovation. Okay, so how do you get grants? How do you get grants? Number one, you need to know what you need. Okay, you need to know what you need. What are your funding needs? In my business to run in a year, I'll share my material with you guys. Don't worry. To run, I just did the to run. I'll just talk. I'll send you the materials. Don't worry. But mind you, this is a makeshift material. It's not the full material that we use. Sorry, let me edit it. I'm so sorry. That we use in the School of Grant. So it's just a makeshift resource, grant tips and success. Okay. So the first thing is to say, how much do we need? How much do we need as a business, as a company? Like your financial plan, like your financial projection. Between your salaries, your rent, operations, everything to run sustainably as a business, we need 100 million to survive and to thrive. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing will now be, what do I need to offer? I have a document that speaks to that too. What do I need to offer? They call it resource mobilization and sustainability documents. It was the game people that insisted that we must create that document. And I'm going here with this story. So the second thing is that, we need 100 million this year to run sustainably. The next thing is, what do I need to offer? What products or services do we need to offer to raise 100 million, to get 100 million, to mobilize 100 million, to attract 100 million? So if you're into training, how many trainings would you need to do? If you're into tiger nut drinks, how many tiger nut units do you need to produce? If you're into cake or fashion, how many of those units do you need to do to produce that can get you to 100 million? So that strategy is called bootstrapping. Bootstrapping. Look for customers. So customers is an organic way to raise money, to get funding. Our customers are as important as our investors. If you don't know that, if you're not chasing customers, then you're on a long thing. Okay? You can sell 100 million, 200 million worth of product or service in a year. It's not impossible now. Once you understand it, you have a strategy to it, and you know how to go about your marketing, you can acquire customers that can give you 100 million naira in revenue in sales. That's one part. The second part is to say, that's the customer approach. I'll be bootstrapping with customer resources. The second part is to say, okay, let me, the promoter, put down this 100 million and let everybody go and sleep. Me and my wife, me, myself, or me alone. That's called owner's equity. How do I raise the 100 million I need? Number one, chase customer. Number two, drop on yourself. Just verse and write yourself a check of 100 million. You have closed for the year. So why am I bothering myself? Okay, so you yourself, you are a key stakeholder in your funding strategy. So I tell people, for instance, when I do meetings and training, so I do sessions at EDC. I have a session in EDC on Friday. And I drive 65 kilometers from my house in Ogba to Aja. And sometimes I want to drive back by 6 o'clock. Somebody wants to drive me. The person is trying to help me. But I am too careful a driver. I don't want to put my life in your hand on third mainland bridge while I'm dozing off. I like to be in control of the steering race, and be sure of whether I'm turning left or turning right. Why am I saying that? As an entrepreneur, you yourself, you are as important in your fundraising journey than anything, including your health. If anything happens to your health, so there's the kind of food I don't eat, or there's a kind of water I cannot drink, not because I'm bragging, because my health is too important for me, for my family, for my business. One of my mentors says that if you are facing 5 problems in life or any time, you are facing 5 challenges. One's health is part of it. One's health is part of it. The other 4 become secondary. We cannot be talking money and investment readiness and funding strategy and grant writing if you are not healthy. You cannot attend meetings, you cannot do pitching, you cannot do proposal, pitch the business plan. So your health is a funding strategy. That's step number 3. Number 1, I said customers. Number 2, I said you, the promoter, and your health. You can drop the money yourself as your personal equity. Okay? Number 4, take care of your take care of your health. Then the fourth one now is you can say, okay, how do I get this money? Let's borrow, let's raise a loan. How many of you here want to collect a loan or prefer to collect a loan? Can I see that by a show of hand? Whether you have collected a loan before or you hope to get a loan now or in the future. Can I see by just use the react button and I'll see you. How many of you guys have collected a loan before? Just share. How did you do? What did you apply? What did they give you? How much for it? You've received service that returned and paid the loan successfully before. Can you just share with us? Right? Anybody? Or how many of us? The second part of the question is how many of us here would want to receive a loan, debt financing? Anybody? Just use the react button by raising your hand or anything. Okay, I'm seeing one. Okay, Davison, Victoria, let's hear from you, please, briefly. Is it that you are hoping to get a loan now, or you received the loan before, and just walk us through the process? How was it for you? Thank you.
For me, I started my business with a loan.
Oh,
many years. Yes, in 2010. And today, I think I'm doing better now.
How much loan? Who gave you the loan? What was the interest, and how long
yes,
did it take to pay back?
yes. I collected the loan from what's the name of that microfinance? The 2010, and I paid the loan for like 8 months, 9 months. Then, yes, because I was starting very little. I didn't understand
Okay.
anything about it. So, but today I don't take such kind of loan again, and my business is doing well now.
Do you like you regretted taking the loan, or if you have the opportunity, you will not take the loan again, you will still take?
Now, I didn't regret taking it because I am not where I used to be.
Okay.
It was the loan that helped me to build the school.
Awesome, awesome. So again, in starting a venture, sometimes a loan could just be your best fit. Do you understand? And there are considerations that make a loan, makes it worthwhile to be a loan. I don't know what's the English I'm trying to speak here now. There are some considerations that makes it worthwhile. Otherwise, I beg go no collect loan. There are some businesses that you can never start or you will not be able to start. Or the best instrument to start them, the best funding type is just a pure loan. Okay. Now, when we're saying loan, don't go and collect a loan, principal plus interest over tenor. Don't go and collect a loan at 3% or 30%. Look for catalytic loans, impact loans, intervention funds. What that statement means is that single digit or zero or just principal repayment. Single digit or just principal repayment. Take, use, return and back. Take, use, return and back. So you're not carrying that burden, of high interest rates or short timeline to pay. So that's one part. So you don't forget that we are chasing 100 million. The second part is this 100 million. Should it be customers? Should it be promoters' equity? I should also watch my health while doing that. Make sure that my health is covered. Should it be debt, loan? The next one is, should it be equity? Should it be equity? I need to raise money. I need to do my cashew nut or my tiger nut or my fashion or my school. Can I get partners? Can I get investors? Can I get collaborators? Somebody that, if the person knows I'm running this business and the person knows I need 50 million, I can give the person 20% of my shares and get 50 million from them. This equity conversation, business name or enterprises cannot have it. Equity conversion is typically for limited liability companies. 1 million share capital or 500,000 shares or whatever the minimum share capital you have, you can have equity conversion. So I'm building main one if you are Funke or Kweke and you are raising investors, even though you are a startup, but because of the amount of money you need to lay your cables, you can't have that kind of money. Even Dangote Refinery had equity investors. Do you understand? So say I'm building this thing, give me this amount of billions, I'll give you. NNPC has 11.2% of Dangote Refinery, which has now been diluted to 7 point something as part of Nigeria's National Energy Security Initiative. They paid, it was not free. That's whatever equity NNPC holds on behalf of the federal government and the people of Nigeria and Dangote Refinery was paid for. They drop cash to take that shares. That's equity. So sometimes some of us, we have great ideas and we have 1 million share or 5 million share capital. Your share capital, your CAC incorporation is a form of funding, a source of money for you. When you're asking somebody to come and invest, you're not begging the person for money. You are giving the person an investment vehicle. Put the money here, we'll 10x, we'll 5x it or 10x it for you over 3 or 5, 10 years. So instead of real estate or treasury bill, my business is a viable investment vehicle, and we will return this money back. Today, people that bought MTN, or MTN has dropped anyway, let me use a big company, maybe Nvidia or Microsoft. There's a popular argument that says that the richest man in the world today would have been the other co-founder of Apple that had 6% of Apple. Today, no one person owns 6% of Apple because it's the most valuable company in the world. $3.4 trillion before Nvidia 3.2, right? Imagine if you own 6% of that. But the guy sold the shares, he sold it early. Okay, remind me where we wanted to talk about DIRA. I missed that part. And they are top gainers. Okay, DIRAs are top gainers. Okay. So we're saying that once you have equity, once you have 1 million share capital, you can have fundraising conversation. You can have it in a structured way with DealRoom or with a VC firm if you meet all the funding criteria. You can also have it in an informal way with your friend, with family, with uncles, in terms of partnerships and JV. As far you know that you are holding significant control, as the case may be, right? So that allows go to the last option. How do we get 100 million? My brother, I kid you not, you can get 100 million naira in terms of grants. That is just that's even just about $80,000. That's like my first tranche. The first tranche of our grant was $80,000. The first tranche. So you are looking for money and you're asking yourself, should I get this money via the customer route or via the owner's equity route or via what are the other routes that I mentioned? Can somebody quickly do a recap for us? We're chasing 100 million naira for you and your business. What are the options?
Okay, so can I speak please?
Yes, please go ahead. Ejiro.
Okay, yes, good afternoon, sir.
Thank you.
So
Good
you
afternoon.
said so far you mentioned 6 ways to raise funds. So the first is bootstrapping, which is trying to raise money organically through your customers.
Hmm?
Then number 2, owner's equity. That's you as the founder, you are the one bringing the money, and then while you're doing number 3, you're also taking care of your health, knowing that once you are sick, everything else becomes secondary. And then number 4, a loan from a bank, but that should not be high interest loans. Look for single digits or zero interest. And then number 5, can give us equity to VCs, angel investors, as the case may be, for a percentage of your company. And then number 6, grants, which is like free money. Thank you.
Which is like free money also, even though grant is not free money, right? You got it. You got it. Thank you. So now let's start zooming into grants. But before we zoom into grant, I want to ask, maybe if we had done a poll, how many of you need money? Please raise up your hand using the reaction button, the react button. I need money. I need funding for my business. Big call, no. Raise up your hand. Okay. Queen needs money. Thank you. Ejiro needs money. Okay. Chinoye needs money. Faith needs money. Mother Kevin needs money. Is it Kaya? Eva Essentials need money. Almost everybody. Anybody here that doesn't need money, it means they're not on this call. They are frying plantain in their kitchen. Or they've gone for school runs. She's a handy. It was a 10 days up here. I know people that are on Zoom meeting. You don't off mic, don't off camera, you're frying plantain. You know, these things happen. Awesome. So let's take our poll. A, B, C, D. What kind of money do you need? Number one, A is okay. Let me go back to ask Adriel. Adriel, the option that you listed for me, list it back in the chat group. And let
Okay, sir.
everybody pick. A is customers. B is what? Owner's equity. C is what, like that. List it like that. Then let everybody pick. If you are chasing 100 million this year, which of these options are you contemplating to raise your 100 million, to get your 100 million? So I don't need anybody to pick A, B, C, D. And if you have multiple options, please pick. Are we together? Are my options ready?
Yes, sir. I posted it now.
Okay, so all votes now. Let everybody pick. Thank you, Ejo. See money. Oh, nice. Kemi wants equity. Awesome. You see, so she'll be talking to me and I'll come for more. Osazeme, right? Please go ahead. Let's hear from you. No, health is not an option. It's just a consideration under B. Hello, Akemi. Health is not an option. It's a consideration under owner's equity. You are the owner now, so your health is important. Or even sweat equity, whatever they call that. E and F. A and F. F and F. Okay, Osazeme, you're up. E and F, equity and grant. B, equity. Okay, awesome. Is that AEF? Make I go check out. What's AEF again? Sounding like INEC election paper. AEF.
A, E, and F. Sorry, I was trying to type it fast.
Thanks, go and look at the code. What's AE and F again? Customers.
Yeah, customers, equity, and grants.
Grants. Okay. Thank you, ma. Osazeme, I was thinking that hand was the wrong hand, right? So we'll move on. But my session today is just to talk you through. So there are considerations. So if you want to go through equity, there are considerations. If you want to go through grants, there are considerations. If you want to go through debt, there are considerations. So I just walk us through some of those. Like I said, these are the 10 unconventional sources of funding. You see that 8 is, but there are other options to also consider. That's one. Number two, we say here you need a lot of things, a few things if you want to successfully get funding. You need information. What is money? Where is money? Who is giving our money? What is money? Where is money? Who is giving our money? Without information, you can never make progress financially. If our financial progress is information and discipline, okay, then you need documentation. Today, if you go to, let's say you want to raise debt. Let me go to, I did this the last time. Let's go to LSCTF website, Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. And let's say, sorry, I'm doing this because I actually don't have a lot to say. I just want to waste your time a bit to look as if I'm busy. Because I'm going through all these other sources of funds, even though my work is just to talk about grants. If you go to LSETF, I don't know if you can see their sites. Information is important. I want to buttress documentation. So you want to collect money from these guys. You go to their loans. You see different types of loans. Abi? What? So they can give you 50,000 to 500,000. They can give you up to 50 to 250, and they can give you more than that. Let's say 500K to 1 million. For instance, if you need to collect this money now, the LSTCF small and medium-sized enterprise loan, 500K to 5 million per business. What level of documentation would you need to have to receive this money? This is like is a PhD, this open book exam. What level of documentation would you need to have? Anybody? Assume you're not looking.
Yes,
Okay.
you need to have your extra ID card.
Is that from the screen or is it from your head?
From the screen, sir.
Oh, from the screen. Ha, ha, ha. Victoria, thank you. Open book exam. What other thing would you need to have?
You will need to have valid government issues and identity card.
Okay. SIN number, CAC,
SIN number. You need
bank,
to have your tax.
passport. See, Victoria, since now only you there here, as simple as this is, as crystal clear and open book as it is, a lot of people don't know about it. A lot of people need money, but they don't have half of this thing. Let me say that again. As simple as this is, just right in your face, as crystal clear, a lot of business owners like you and I, or you and your WhatsApp people, don't know about the documentation requirements. And a lot of people don't have half. If we read the document, and if they're up to 8 or 10, and I say, let's take a poll, how many of you have 8/8 or 5/8? You'll be shocked what people have and what they don't have. So how would you raise funds? How would you collect a loan? How would you be without documentations? A big part of your being investment ready is your documents, documents and documentations, your decks, your receipts, your statement of account, your audit, your tax, such that you already even know the things you need before you need them and have them before you show up and go and meet Mr. Investor or Mr. Lender. Documentation. It plays out again in grant. So in our cohort 5, let me do something. Since when gain people came for want to do something. Faith was in that class. Well, there's a document they call OCA when they came to visit. Don't say it doesn't apply. Oh. It applies for, you'll be shocked, for grants. So we got gain grant and they said they were coming to our office for assessments. Nobody could just give you money like that to say it don't happen, you take, they go. My brother, not be so. You will provide proof, evidence, documents. Oh yeah, why this is not opening now? Want to just show something. Please hold on, guys. Just here. What I showed you guys there was the requirement for debt. So somebody wanted to give us grants, and look at what they asked for. Let me share my screen. I want to collect grants. This is what Gain asked us to provide. We've done this visit to. They were in our office for 2 days, 2 weeks ago. I shared this document to our cohort just as part of our AMA session and getting ready for grant funding. What are they asking for? What did we need to provide? Can anybody see it?
Yeah, CAC registration documents, tax clearance.
Which ones do you have?
I have CAC, I have tax. No, I don't have tax clearance. I'm a startup. My business is just starting.
I have tax clearance for my other business that's been running for some time, but for this one, I don't. And then it says annual returns. So all I have is projections for some of these financials.
Okay. Thank you. Another person. So if you grade yourself now, 1 to 14, what would you score? Anybody? Let me even shock you guys. I didn't have all everything. No. Some of them I was praying and speaking in tongue and asking God for mercy and for favor.
That's what I'm asking for right now.
I think I have
a CAC document. I have audited report. I have annual returns. I have valid ID of director. It's just to myself and my husband. I have company profile, but I don't have a brochure. I have official email. What the official receipts and stamps, is it for what is that?
Your company receipt now and stamp. If somebody pays you, how do you issue their receipts?
Okay, yes, I do have that.
Stamp and seals, all those things.
I have that. Yes, I do have that. And the company finance and accounting system, is that where we're still micro? We're still, so I don't know. We don't have that.
Again, as you go towards grants, if you want to go towards grants, please, some of these things are super important. If the grant sum is small, below 50,000, I did a Google project last year, it was $50K. My award of grants, they say it's a micro grant. I say, oh, no. Your father, micro grants. This is a lot of money for me, you know. So what I've seen in grant stuff, any grant that is below 50,000 is called a micro grant. The amount of documentations and requirements you will need to be eligible for a micro grant is typically not this hectic. What did I learn from Gains project? 150K per year for 2 years. We don't have a strong financial system. We need to deploy an accounting software as part of the requirement for the money. We need to open a separate project account with multiple signatories and approval process. We need to employ, they are doing an interview in my office now for a finance manager as part of the requirement for the money. You know, they are training my finance manager and somebody on audit. You know, we have an auditor, but that auditor is external. See, I've done project before, but this one again, when they ask me, they're asking for my blood. And they also say they are strengthening our capacity internally so that we'll be more eligible to receive other bigger grants. It's a painful process. Somebody comes in to touchlight and screen out your book of accounts and ask you questions. Let me even shock you. Do you know that they asked for a board? I didn't have a board. And my business is 14 years old.
Wow.
I had to look for people. I was begging my friends. If I wanted to come and I come for self. But I got a quicker response. But I didn't even reach out to any further, so I'm sorry. Please, these people are coming. Please come and meet in the office as part of my board representative. But she has a board. She has been talking to us since in SGS about the caliber of people that she has on her board. And now I need to go and constitute my board properly. Governance, accountability, structure. I was telling somebody, I said, if it's the way I've gotten money in the past, Facebook grant, Google grant, WordPad grants, multiple Facebook, I just mismanage the money and squander it. It's on the account in my pocket. I bought 2 cars in one day with grant money. In fact, I bought 2 cars. I bought people that followed me cars. You know, I have this culture. If I'm eating in a restaurant or in my office,
like you are serious, sir. Where is my own? No. We have to have conversation, honestly. You
I'm
got people
telling
that
you.
are following you. I'm following you now.
No, that was a way back. When I never born, I no get structure, no system. Money enter film, money come off film.
14 years, I don't follow you since that time. Where you come from, you have been now. When I go
that time. You my God that time. You know, so I was telling somebody that they said,
That, that just
why are you
cuts me, ladies.
they said, why are you so happy? Why are you so chill? I said, guys, you guys don't understand.
Amazing.
The things I have not done that I didn't do many years ago of collecting money.
No.
Gain is insisting. See, let me tell you something. We received, you guys don't understand what I'm saying. I'll show you guys something. We received, I'll show you guys something. For the last time, we received an alert for a payment, first tranche of that grant from Gain. The money is there, but I can't touch it because of part of the systems and requirements that they are putting in place. And I was telling my people in the office that if it was before, if I chop this kind of money, I don't go change my car now. I don't go buy Samsung food, egg galaxy, 3 point something million. We don't do my eyes since which day. Do you understand? But now with systems, with structure, with accountability, I don't even want to be involved in the project. I don't want to be involved in the money. I just want the project to run for things to happen. Okay? So I'm saying that, I was telling them that I'm happy that Gain is forcing us to do this. This was yesterday that we sent this invoice. We sent the first tranche of our invoice for the grants was paid today. We sent it yesterday. $80,000, 120 million now. But my car, my car is on reserve. My car is on reserve. They don't bore me well. If I have 120 million in my account that I have access to, and I can sign money out. The day I went, I withdraw $10,000 in my bank account. I carry in a backpack. When Google paid me $380. I didn't even believe it. So in going towards grants, proof of concept is important. A proof of track record here and there. Again, if you are doing below 50K, like I said, the amount of documents or documentation you need to provide doesn't have to be too sophisticated. Okay. But once the grant is more than 200K, 500K, $1 million, or even more than $100,000, you go show proof, or you go show evidences, or you go show track record. Why do you think that if that money hits my account, the full $150, you know I can move my family to Canada this year? Okay, so documentation is eligible both on the grant side and on the debt, and even on the equity side. There are relationships. If you have a good relationship in the ecosystem, development finance, development partners, you will be getting opportunity for funding that is not in the public space. They call that cold call, or sorry, closed calls. You will be getting opportunities for funding. I get loads of opportunity while I can't even take half of it. Today I still got something from GIZ, TVEV.
Please, I'm here for it, the close call.
Something for plumber, training for plumber, electrician. I said, I know. I got another one for GBV.
Edward, you not been sending on the platforms again now. Why?
We send. That's not my work. Or we send. I have people that send that. No, okay.
It's been long. Anything was sent on the grants platform.
Hold on. This thing, there are levels to it. There are some that is coded that I cannot send. It was sent to me. I can't send it out. Except I know you one-on-one. But there's one that is meant for the general public. The two that I got today, I got one for GBV and I got one for TEVT. Or this, TEVT, vocational, technical, vocational, educational training. I said, no, I'm not doing it. It's not my thing. Relationship. Oh, we have this project. Are you into that? Can you do that? I said, no, I'll pass. Can you recommend? And I'm asking you now, if you're into GBV or TVT, I'll send them to you. Relationship. I thought you can apply or you use a consortium application or, I said, no, I don't have track record in this area. I don't have the experience. It's not my thing. I'll pass. And there are several. And there are also some that I don't see everything. People see now, but sometimes they just send to me, I know you're into project or into grant. Have you seen did you hear about this? And I get to see a few more, right? Chigozie, your question.
Good afternoon, sir. So I want to ask, what is on that list that you put up? They put social safeguards.
Mm-hmm.
what are social safeguards?
Do you know what safeguards are?
Yeah, like will I say barriers or
No. It sounds like that, but not being that though. You need to go and check or read something on safeguard. Safeguard is an important concept in impact investments, and grant is the big component of impact investment. It's not safeguard like a rail track, something to safeguard on third mainland bridge means barrier that will make people not to fall inside the lagoon. That's not the safeguards. Safeguards are like there are policies and tools and things you have or do in your office that prevent sexual violations, bullying, harassment, exploitation, bribery, and corruption, all those things. Those are safeguard measures. Do you understand? Somebody sent me a detailed, one of the best documents I've seen on safeguard from EDC. EDC handling of safeguard. Let me open it. And some of those funders now we require you to have safeguard policies. My sister, that one we no know, we no get them. I had to go and ask them for help that will create something. So this is one of the when I was looking for help. My remaining part of grants and we'll close. Okay, question, Ejiro, quickly.
Okay, sir. So talking about these safeguard measures that you just discussed. So are they, because like in the NGO space, we have our own, like child protection, what do you call it, gender equality, social inclusion, and the like. Is it
You
the
have it already,
same?
Navi?
Yes, for the non-profit I work with, right? So not the profit, not the business arm. So that's what I'm asking.
Non-profit,
Are
they
they?
normally have it because it's a key requirement now for getting grants.
Yes,
And
yes, that's
non-profit
true.
get a lot of grants.
Yes, sir. So is it the same with impact investors now for the business part? Or are they
Yes,
different
so yes
concepts?
now. It's the same.
Okay.
It's the same. Absolutely, yes. Impact investment has a component of granting, or so I'm giving you money, but I'm not dashing you the entire money, but I also want you to solve a social problem, but I'll just expect minimal returns or even no return. That's what impact. So impact investment is blended financing. My time is really fast, man. Let me just run through. I can share you guys the slide. So those are some of the documentation consideration and the need. Don't forget my screen showing now, and the need for you to build your social capital and relationship on your funding journey, either grant, debt, or equity. There are people that are on the money side. The interest rate has to be reasonable and affordable. The town has short-term financing and to do thing. Otherwise, that funding option, that funding type will be a mismatch, a misfit for you and your business, and you will struggle. The business may even die. Then the last one I want to talk about is grants. What are the considerations to get grants? Social angle, social problem, social innovation. Since you are not there for money, you will make money. Oh, Edo, you just got a $150K. It's okay now, but that money is not my money now. As much as 90%, 85% of it, or maybe 80%, if I manage it properly, is for the project. The funders will hold me accountable to deliver the program interventions as summarized in my work plan. It's not chop now. The days of chop are gone by now. Now we have to do the work and retain a little. Then you must have a clear problem statement and solution statement feed. That's how we write problem statements. There's a framework. Those of you that have been to SGS, you know. Okay, you must have a good implementation plan. I've submitted implementation plan. We have different implementation plan template and tools and framework. You know, I have an implementation plan for the game project that I submitted. It's on an Excel sheet. It's a 2-year project. Where is that Excel? Let me look for it. Typically done on a Gantt chart, or any other project management tools you know how to use. This is my a minute. I'm looking for my okay. Hey, what am I showing? If that's how to explain impact at scale. Meetings, review meetings, planning meetings, co-creation meetings, alignment meetings, and reporting. Look at it, you must have accountability and governance. Otherwise, that grant money go fly. You I have mismanaged 2 large grant funds, but not again, not this time, right? And finally, this one is fit for any stage, whether you're an idea stage, early stage, startup stage, growth stage, you can collect grants. Federal government collect grants. State government collects grants. We've worked with the state government this year for a grant. Osun State, Bill and Melinda Gates, solar borehole project, 1,000 solar borehole. You know, local government collect grants. So why you not go collect grants? You need to collect grants. And these are different providers of grants and equity. Thank you so much. I'll stop here. I hope I didn't confuse you. And if you have any question, grants can be very competitive. There are a lot of people that want to apply for grant, but most people don't know how to write a good application, don't know what to write. In the School of Grant Success, like some of our friends will tell you, Faith and Kemi and every other person that have been there, we have what we call the tailing techniques. Okay, if anyone has often joined too, thank you, Barrister Olo too. Okay, we have the tailing techniques, we have the mirroring techniques, we have different things, different tools and strategies for you to get it. Thank you so much, distinguished Amazons and divas and entrepreneurs. I wish you so much success in the journeys ahead. Congrats to you if you won the Tony Limelu $5,000 for 3,000 people. But there are more. Don't stop, don't settle. Incubation programs can give you grants. EDC has such programs that many of you here have benefited from. Fit Foundation have Orange Corners. Leap Africa has, different incubation accelerator program. Some will just train you capacity building, then they'll pipeline you to a fund. Some will train you and fund you. Some is just a small pitching competition or deal day or demo day. But I don't think we should stop. We will continually need funding to scale our solution, our impact. Even Dangote is looking for money, not money to eat, but money to build new project, bigger project, better project, or even procure crude if an NPC is not giving him crude, right? So if Dangote at that level is still raising, still looking for money, how much more you and I? So we will never stop. One of the best things you can do for yourself is your investment readiness. I want to thank DealRoom and Madam Comfort and the team for this fantastic program. You can never outgrow investment readiness because at every time you need to be fine-tuning yourself, fine-tuning your documents, helping your social skills, and also raising money. You need money. Once you run a business and you're capped at 1 billion in 4 states, then somebody tells you, Edward, there's 10 billion. Why are we not in Ghana, Uganda, and South Africa and Kenya? Do you understand? So there's always more. And one thing to scale among technology and talent and customer is funding. Money is at the heart of scaling. money. If Dangote wants to do it, or Tony Elumelu is doing a huge power project now, he will raise money now, whether through IPO or private placement, or just call his rich billionaire friends. He will raise money. On what condition would they give Tony Elumelu money and don't give Edward money? Something is wrong. So what does Tony Elumelu know that I need to know? What does he have? I'm not saying I want to have his kind of yacht or his kind of house in Banana Island, but there's some things he knows, there's some things he had, there's some things he will show his friends and tell them that will make them comfortable with him to give him their money, their millions, their billions of naira. It is left for you and I to know the same things, to have those same things, and to do those same things. That is when we're on this endless and perpetual journey of investment readiness that will help us mobilize resources. Money is hard. Money is tough. But I kid you not, there are people that are raising money for fun. And we need to get to that place where raising money or having access to funding is no longer a challenge for you and for your business. Thank you so much, everybody. If you have questions, I'll be ready to take your questions. So I'll send you guys my slide on the grant session. I'll send you the safeguarding documents. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Edward. School of Grant Success. Sorry, I've just been coming in and out. The network is really bad today. I mean, from my own end. Thank you so much, sir. I always know your sessions are very wide and hard truths, straight to the point. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, ladies, if you want grants, please. There are people here that have collected grants, as I found out. Who are those people that have collected grants? If you have collected grants, please.
I know them. I don't want to mention their name. There are plenty. I know them.
There are many. And so what are they looking for again?
There are like 4 of them on this corner. I can also see their name.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. Thank you. We're super grateful for your time. I know it's a busy time for you. We had to move things around quickly. So thank you. I know it took a lot to get you here this afternoon. So I am super grateful. On behalf of the DealRoom team, we say thank you. Right. So any questions for Mr. Edward? Our next speaker is here. Right. Ejiro, you have to go to the next session.
Okay, sir. So the question is, he mentioned the grant for a TVET program, and I don't know, I'm kind of tailored towards that line. So is it possible to get more information about that after now, please?
Why not? Why not? We can do that gladly for DealRoom. Madam Comfort, like I said, she's my big boss and my senior colleague. So why not? So get my number from Faith, send me hi. I'll share the link for the TVET stuff to you. There are 2. Then the other one is GBV. I'll share the details with anybody. Again, so that program, there is the what we call outright. There are 3 compositions in this space. There's what we call local subsidy, there's outright grants, and there's funded projects. There are some projects that they've given you the money, but it's not a grant. It's just that they sponsored or funded a project for you to do. So that TVET and the GBV, they are more around funded projects too. They are not outright grants like Tony. GBV is gender-based violence, Abi? That's GBV now.
Yes.
Gender-based violence. So if you have any intervention in that area, somebody wants to provide funding and grants for people in that space, mine is to look for the opportunity and share it to people to take advantage. Again, it has to be your thing. Why am I telling you? If I had taken it myself as Edward, I'm not going to tell you now. If you're going to compete with me. But because it's not my thing, not in that space, so I don't want to take that one. Let me go and look for something so I can distribute this one. And again, I didn't get it first time. Somebody sent it to me today. They sent it to me today. So I can also pass it along. They are looking for who to work with, who to collaborate to in that space. Yes.
So what space is that? I didn't get that.
GBV and gender-based violence project
Gender-based violence.
and TVCT, technical training on technical and vocational entrepreneurship training, TVT.
Okay, maybe we can take that training. We're looking for something for sponsor a child through school so please, maybe we can take that one.
So I'll share everything to Faith. Faith, anybody that say hi to you, send it to them on our behalf, and let's see. Thank you so much, everybody.
Gender-based violence. I don't know. Barrister, lawyer, a former is in the house. Maybe she'll be interested in taking that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And justice reformation, so anything around prison reformation and all of it.
Yeah, something related to justice.
There,
yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, School of Brand Success CEO founder. We are super excited. Thank you for all you do. God bless you. Thank you, sir. All right. So, ladies and gentle ladies, please let's encourage Mr. Edward as he leaves. Thank you. Thank you. I want to see that thank you coming in from everybody, loud and clear. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. All right. Quickly, we're not going to have a regular break because we had to move things around to get some of our professionals like Mr. Edward in. And our next speaker is in already. Madam Efomo, are you in the house? Are you in this room? Yeah, I can see her. Thank you. Okay, so just a minute. We have a powerful lady. Can I share my screen, please? I'd like to read her profile so that you don't take her on seriously. I know you guys don't take people on seriously, but so that you take her more seriously, like very seriously, right now. This is serious business, ladies. Right. Okay, I need to share my screen, please. Thank you. Right. Okay, share. So can everyone see my screen? Right. So our next guest speaker is a powerful friend of mine. And he's the lawyers in the house. We're going into the session of due diligence, the legal aspect of what we're doing, the legal aspect of fundraising. Efomo is a seasoned transactional and business lawyer with over 16 years of extensive experience in corporate and commercial law. If you listen to me at the beginning of this program, I said, don't deal with lawyers that are real estate lawyers. If somebody says, oh, he's a lawyer, he's the one putting together your documents. Go deal with serious commercial trained lawyers, corporate and commercial lawyers, trained to manage businesses. So, Efomo has developed specialized expertise in compliance, corporate governance, corporate finance, mergers and acquisitions, corporate restructuring, due diligence, strategic advisory, and stakeholder engagement. Efomo provides comprehensive legal and financial advisory services, including advising on legal and financial structuring, conducting due diligence, and reviewing financial and legal documentation to ensure compliance with applicable laws. She's adept at crafting effective legal strategies to resolve operational and legal challenges, driving business growth and achieving corporate objectives. As a partner at George Etomi and Partners. She successfully managed the firm's investment portfolio projects by providing legal advisory services and strategic guidance on fundraising initiatives, including debt and equity financing, private placements, and other capital raising ventures. Efoma also delivered comprehensive legal opinions on compliance requirements, legal risk, and the implication of diverse financing options. Efoma currently serves as a member of the National Mirror/Technical Committee on Financial Services under the Standard Organization of Nigeria, a member of the FinTech CEOs and FinTech Founders Forum Committee of the FinTech NGR, and an associate member of the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators, Nigerian branch. She was a council member of the Nigerian Bar Association section on business law from 2020 to 2024, and previously chaired the Young Mediators Group of the International Bar Association Mediation Committee 2013 to 2015. Efoma holds an LLB from Ambrose Lee University and an executive education certificate in mergers and acquisition from Columbia Business School, New York. She is pursuing an MBA in strategy at Edinburgh Business School, Heriot-Watt University. A committed professional, she's affiliated with several notable organizations, including the DIRA, the International Bar Association, the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators UK, the Professional Mediators, right, and Negotiators in Nigeria, and the Institute of Credit Management. Ladies and gentle ladies, please jam your hands as we welcome barrister, lawyer, I don't know what to call her now, Efoma Olotu ACIS to the DIRA Cohort 1 program. Thank you, Efoma, for joining. Oh my God. Super grateful to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Please give me some minutes for me to kindly change my background. I haven't changed it from the last presentation I did. Please, I'll be back. Just a few minutes.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, ladies, I can't see this welcoming.
How can you change background?
Jam your hands.
Okay. You have to change the background.
Say welcome, please. I want her to feel the love in the house.
Welcome, ma'am.
Welcome, ma'am. Welcome.
We appreciate you. Welcome, ma'am. We appreciate you.
Right.
So
Thank you. Thank you. Great. So I'll allow Efoma to take the floor, and she'll take us through. She's had exposure, so she has the floor. Thank you, Efoma.
Yes, I will. Thank you very much for the warm welcome. I am trying to sort out the background. I didn't know my background was not is a wrong background. Please, if you just give me a few minutes, and I will be back with you shortly. I apologize.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you. finding it difficult to remove. Should we go ahead with the background if you guys don't mind? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you. We can see you.
Okay, thank you very much for that warm welcome. I really apologize for the breaking transmission. Sorry, I would like to apologize ahead. I do not have the slide to show because I got the invite pretty late. But I was able to take this class because of the relationship I have with Madam Comfort. So we'll just try as much as possible to talk through the due diligence process. I would like the class to be more interactive, if you don't mind, as I since there's no presentation, but I will just try as much as possible to make it lively as much as possible. So what I've been asked to do today is to take you through the due diligence process in an investment scenario. So assuming you have someone who is interested in doing business with you, interested in your company, what do they look at for? So I think we'll start first with defining what an investment due diligence is and what is the essence of it. Why do they do it? Right? An investment due diligence is a comprehensive process undertaken by investors for them to understand your business, for them to understand how you conduct business. Is it basically everything you do. So if those decisions, whatever they find out, will help them make an decision whether they should invest in your company or not. So having said that, it's the process, basically, like I mentioned, that helps them bring out the risk involved in it. So every business is the same. I believe we all here have we're all from different sectors. And as an investor, assuming it's not a must, I must understand the business you all do. So, but I might have interest in particular one. And for me to have interest, that means I need to understand the business. I need to know that the person who is currently doing that business also understands the business. Because sometimes I might not be willing to be part of the business process. I just want to invest and walk away. And if I want to do that, I must believe the decision I'm taking is that I'm entrusting that the person who I'm investing in do understand the business is doing, and my money will not go down the drain, and I will get the returns I deserve after my investment. So what the importance, like I did mention, is to help get the risk involved in your business, and due diligence will help the investor mitigate those risks. Once the risk has been identified, I have my job as an investor is to mitigate those risks to the barest minimum and plug those risks to ensure that I get returns on my money. That if I'm willing to invest in your business. Due diligence again helps you to show the viability of your business and all that. So let's come to the legal due diligence and what you're supposed to do. first thing first is one, you must have a registered entity. Is your company registered? Nobody will be willing to invest in you if you don't have a registered vehicle. So what that means is that you must register your company as CAC. It can be any of the structures. It can be a private limited company. It can be a partnership. Whatever structure you have, you must, whatever it is, you must. The first step is you must register that company. And two, you must ensure that that company is not just registered, but is also functional. How do I do that? You must ensure that you pay all your returns. At the CAC, you file your returns are filed and your company is active. You can imagine if you are registering, if somebody is coming to your company and they come and register in my entity, and the first thing I do, I go on my computer and I go to the website and I check the status of the company, and I found that it's inactive and that you've not paid your annual returns for a number of years. It puts you in a very bad light, and it shows that you are not compliant with regulatory with law. And for me as an investor, I'm wondering, how will this person be able to fulfill the obligations they said they would fulfill if they cannot even fulfill the regulatory obligations on them? So it's always important that you pay your annual returns to date. Everything is intact. So anybody who goes to CAC sees your record and sees that everything is properly done. Another thing is that also ensure that it's not a family company, because most people will not want to invest in a family company. So you must have a corporate, ensure you have a corporate governance structure in place, bringing in people with like minds, professionals, people who understand your business, who can add value to it, not because he's my brother or because he's my sister or because he's my cousin. I just like how she is, or I just like she supported me when I started the business, so she should be a board director. No. If an investor is coming, they are looking at your competencies. Everybody who sits on the board, they will need to see your experience, they will need to see the value you bring to the table, and those values will determine how far you will go. So it's always important to surround yourself with people with like minds, people who understand the business, people who can put value, who can bring value to the table, that who can also turn around your money to ensure that you get good returns for the money. And another key thing, I'm sure that you mentioned, is any investor will want to know how the money comes in and how the money goes out. So if I'm putting my money in and I can't see a clear cut on how my money is going to come out, I will not invest in your company. So the due diligence process always helps to determine all this. Then we go to the legal documentation. It's important you have documentation in place. If you have service providers who are performing services to you, please try as much as possible to document them, because an investor will want to see how you conduct your business. So all those documents should be kept, and it also determines, it helps them determine the liabilities that you have, that you currently have in your books. So assuming you are owing people and you have no agreement to show and you have not disclosed it, and we invest in the company, then 2, 3 months, 6 months down the line, I see a letter of demand being placed on. A letter of demand is being placed by your service providers asking you to pay certain amount of money. Probably you are owing them 20 million or 30 million, and the money probably the investor invested is not even up to that amount. It means that from the start, your investor is already part of a liability they know nothing about. So that's why they ask for your documentation. Full disclosure is important. Disclose to them, this is what we currently have as today. If there are any future liabilities not yet crystallized, there are potential liabilities, state them so that they have a full overview of the business they are entering into. Then another key issue you need to consider is your intellectual property. Every investor would like to that the business is yours. You have trademarked your idea. If you have an idea, maybe your idea is what's the word now? It is your own idea. You need to protect it. Either you patent it or you copyright it. Your mark, your business name, your mark, everything is registered at the appropriate registry. So those are the things you like. If an investor would like to know that you follow the rules, you follow the law appropriately. Your idea is also protected. You don't want a situation where they invest in your company and tomorrow they found out that the idea wasn't yours, or probably the idea has been copied by someone else and it has infringed on the business on the table, which definitely will affect their investment. So I would probably give a scenario. Probably somebody said they have an app and the app can do the app can, or they have a machine that can build a house in a smart house in less than 3 days and can erect, and you show them the proposal, the business model, everything, and they love it and they fall in love with it and they put in money and say, oh, this is one of a kind and you are the first person to do it in Nigeria. Probably they're free. Then after giving you all the money, they find that while you are still in the process of developing, coming up with how to execute the project, someone else just comes up from nowhere and floods the market with the equipment. Definitely is going to, that first advantage is no longer there. That means they will probably now be struggling with the competitor, and that it never envisaged that kind of competition. So it's always important that your idea is protected, is registered, and before disclosure. Another thing that some business owners are scared of, they're also scared of, I would like to speak from the business owners now. They're scared of the fact that, oh, if we disclose all this information and the deal doesn't go through, the investor already have my business idea. Yeah, to cure that, it's always advisable to sign a non-disclosure agreement from the very onset, so everybody knows what they are up against. Your disclosure can say, I'm giving you my information. You have no right to disclose to anybody. The only person you are authorized to disclose to are probably your board members and also your professional advisors. And you are not obligated, even if assuming the business doesn't go through, you are not obligated to do this business to compete with me for the next 2 or 3 years or 4 years, whatever you want to agree with. So, that being said, it means that you must sign a non-disclosure agreement before you start releasing information that you are uncomfortable with your investor. Another angle, another thing you would like to look at is litigation. Yes, we are all young. We're all startups or probably small businesses with not scale to the place where you have litigations and all that. But it's also important to also disclose in the event you have terminated a contract abruptly, you have offended someone, and you feel that, oh, this person might come up and say they want to sue me. There are potential claims, there are potential. Doesn't matter, full disclosure, state it the way it is, so that in the event it comes up, they are all aware that this happened and they will need to solve it at the long run. So there are different types of there are different types of due diligence. There's what I've described to you is legal due diligence. Basically, bottom line is we are just trying to assess this. We are just trying to ensure that your company is a legal entity and you have no liability attached to it. And in the event it has been disclosed, they are able to assess their risk, and it has helped them to make informed decisions. It doesn't matter the risk they are going through. I've seen the liability in their business. I've seen that these people are going to go in the next 10 years. I can see the profit. Also, please, your articles of association. There are times, sorry, can everybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
It's breaking.
I can hear
My internet is on.
Yes,
sorry?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I
Please,
can
let
hear
me
you,
know if you
but
can hear me because my internet is telling me to stable, so that's what I'm asking. So please, if you can't hear me, please let me know. I can repeat myself so that we are all carried along, please. What is I wanted to talk about? Okay, why is due diligence essential? Like I did mention, risk management. It helps to identify potential risk in the business and how to mitigate. Verification of information. The information you have provided to the investor, it helps them to verify that the information you have provided is accurate and they have true to the best of their ability. And it's not a situation where we find inaccuracy in your information. It puts you in a very bad light. So whatever information you're putting on the table, ensure they're accurate to the best of your ability. We know that some things, businesses change, but any information you're providing, just ensure that you can back it up with documentation at any point in time. It also shows that you are compliant with the relevant laws that protect in the sector you are in. So assuming you, I don't know the business, kind of business, some businesses are highly regulated, some are not, but at least it shows that you pay your tax, your employees, you're in compliance with your tax obligations, you pay their taxes, you pay their pension are paid. If you have employees, we want to know if you provide ATMO for them. You just want to know if those things are done. And assuming you are not doing them, we will probably say that, probably the person just did not know how to do them. So that can make a case, right? But in the event that you know how to make them, you just didn't want to take steps to fulfill it, it can also hamper your investment because it shows the kind of person you are in doing business. So the issue will not be, can I trust this person? If I sign an agreement with this person, will this person be willing to comply with the terms of the agreement? Are they people that can just say, oh, doesn't matter, sign the agreement, I've signed, I've collected their money, to hell with them. So your business operations and your business activity can tell the kind of person you are. So it's always important to be in the side of the earth, to comply with the rules, comply with the law, because you don't know when you need an investor. Another one is, sorry, just trying to click through my notes. Okay, financial. I'm sure they've spoken about financial. Your financial documentation, it's important. Everything is accurate because it helps to tell if you actually make money, you're making money, if your business is viable. So it means that you must keep accurate records. If you don't have a bank account, it's important you open one for your business and ensure that all your revenues are properly documented. So that anybody, when they ask you for your bank details, from it they can dimension that account and see whether you're actually in profit, or even if you're making losses, if you bring in the money, it can be turned around and can become a profitable business. So all those things must be documented, because due diligence basically is about documentation. If you don't have proper documentation, it will be difficult for an investor to make informed decisions whether they should invest in you or not. And another thing you must also know, due diligence is not just one-sided, it's both ways. In as much as an investor can want to do a due diligence on you, please know that you yourself can also do a reverse due diligence on your investor. What that means is that you have the right to know whether the investor has a financial capacity as they have said. Do they actually have the capacity to do what they said they would do? Do they actually have the experience that they claim they have? Do they have the contact? You know, they tell you these are the things I'm bringing. I'm going to bring experienced management team. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, and therefore I want 60% of the company, I want 50%, I want half of it. It's important you also do a reverse due diligence to ensure that you're not just giving half of the company to somebody who will do nothing. Please do a reverse, check their books also. The same thing that they've done on you, also do it to them, so that there is no mismatch and you won't cry. Nobody will say, oh, I didn't know that I was supposed to check them also. I thought they were, it was a good business deal. I just liked the way they spoke and I felt they can, what they said they would do it. No, it's both ways, both ways. Each party must trust each other. If they require you to trust them, you also must also trust the other. So there must be consensus of the mind. What that means is that parties must agree that, yes, I am comfortable. I've done my DD on you. You have done your DD on me. We are both comfortable to deal, and agreements are signed. It's also important that, the report, whatever report that is presented, is actually a report that guides each party whether they should deal or not. So you can imagine you have presented a report and they are all full of red flags. It only tells, oh, sorry, I don't think I can deal with these red flags. I can't deal with it. And I'd rather walk away and look for a more valuable business to deal with. But if your red flags are minimum, I can say, okay, fine. I think I've seen what it is. It's not something big. I can mitigate this risk. If I put this in place, we can minimize our risk to the barest minimum, and it's a business I'm willing to deal with. But if you don't have proper documentation, it will be very difficult for an investor to make an informed decision. So my advice here is ensure you keep proper documentation of everything you do, because the list is very long. It's quite long, and it's important you meet 50% or 60% of whatever is on that list, so that they can be able to decide whether they want to deal with you. And on the flip side is that there are some investors that don't even care whether you have this documentation or not. As long as they see your business, they've fallen in love with it, they are ready to go in bed with it. They are ready to say, okay, no matter what, we will handhold you and start keeping proper documentation, and let's move from here. So it depends on the investor who is coming on board with you. But to be on the safer side, it is important you have proper documentation to be able to get the right investors for your business. So I think I'll stop here. I won't hear if there are any questions for me.
Yeah, thank you, barrister. Is it barrister now? How do we address you?
FOMO is fine.
No. Thank you so much.
FOMO is fine. Thank you.
Right. All right, thank you. So we're still on. Any questions for FOMO at the moment? Any questions? Please ask all the law questions. Any law issues
Any questions you have, just ask.
Any question around the legal framework. Right. Yeah. Victoria, your hands are up. Okay. Any questions, or you're like, okay. Any questions? So let's bring this home, please. Right.
There's someone, Adeka. Yeah.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you very much for all you have said. I just wanted to find out, must we have a legal firm retained, or must we have a lawyer on our team? Is that something that we must have as a rule in order to get investment? And if that is a yes, if it's yes, then can we hire you? I'm just kidding. I'm not sure I can afford you with all that long profile. Yeah.
Okay. To answer the question, remember the investor already has a lawyer who is protecting their own interests. So it's important you also have your own lawyer so that you are not at a disadvantage. because you need someone who will be able to interpret the documents, the legal documentation they're bringing for you to execute. The documents are lengthy, so you need to be able to understand what you're signing into. You need to understand the KPIs they put in there. That's the key performance metrics, when they are at what point, what will lead to termination, what will lead to them probably giving you more money. So all these things are properly documented. So it's important you have a lawyer by your side and holding you, advising you from start to finish. So what we have found that people do all this without their lawyers, and when issue comes, they bring them at the same end. What you are doing at that time will have been avoided if you had a lawyer from day one advising you. So yes, it's important you have a lawyer. You can either have a law firm, or you can have one person who appoints a lawyer in your team. But the most critical thing is, please ensure that the lawyer who you have appointed is someone who understands corporate transactions, who understands investments, who understands the terms, and who will be able to provide, who will be able to guide you appropriately. Like Cohort mentioned, we have different lawyers, we have different practice areas. The lawyers who are real estate lawyers, the lawyers who are litigation lawyers, dispute resolution, we all have a different practice areas. And we are all lawyers, right? And I can tell you, I can do this, I can do that. But most importantly, find the one that has the requisite experience that will be able to guide you appropriately in whatever business you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Yes, look. Okay, thank you.
Right.
Thank
you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, madam. Okay, so recently I have actually been thinking of beginning to put proper legal structures in place, even though my business is just starting out. In fact, I'm just trying to upgrade it to a limited liability company. I started it as a business name. I actually have a law firm that I had an issue recently with my previous employer, and they wanted to destroy my career for me, and I had to get the law firm involved in the case. So I was thinking, now that I'm beginning to starting a business and want to put some legal structures in place, I could just continue with them. Now, how do I begin to know whether they are commercial lawyers that can help with all these things, like was earlier said in this class? Or if they are not that kind of lawyers that could help with this due diligence of a thing for my business?
Right? And what transactions, they should tell you what they have done in that area. So that can help you say, oh, we've never done it before. This is where our niche is. You're able to gauge their area of expertise. But what I would advise is, you can ask them, kindly submit, I'm trying to do this, please submit your profile. And your profile should be able to, for me to be to see that in this aspect, what you have done in this space, because we all pride ourselves in the deals and transactions we have done, and we will leave them out as an advice this, advice this. This is the role I played in this transaction. So if they are able to do it, then fine, you can stick to them and they will do it for you. But if they are not able to, and they just say, oh, we are just lawyers, a general practice, we just do whatever comes to us, then I would advise that you get another lawyer who understands the particular business you are entering into.
Okay, so what kinds of questions in particular do I need to ask?
Okay, if I may ask, what kind of business do you do?
I'm into consulting, consult for SMEs. Business development consult. Yes.
Okay. So people, if I want to know your business profile, right? What if I'm into consultant, that means you narrowed it now to SMEs, which is easier, right? There are people who consult for oil and gas companies. There are people who consult for agro processing factories. So if you are not a lawyer that is in that space, it will be difficult for you to get the kind of support that you require, right? So for SMEs, it's either you understand the business of the SMEs, their regulatory, their compliance, corporate governance, you should have a proper corporate governance in place, all the things that an SME should have. Those are the support I will provide for you and guide you. And in drafting those agreements, right, with your SMEs, we'll be able to tell them these are the services you provide, and the legal person can provide that services at the back for in partnership with you to those SMEs. Do you understand? So it's not just coming in as not just you alone doing your own legal structure, but also helping you to provide the services that you provide to your clientele.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, any more questions? Any more questions? Now, ladies and gentle ladies, I would like you to take this seriously. When we started out, I think some questions, I don't know if it was under DIRA. Somebody asked me, how do they safeguard equity? And when so they were giving an example of businesses that have been hijacked in Nigeria. And one of the things I found out is when you are signing any document with investors, whether it's the banks, I recall a client of mine, 2016, 2014, this was way before we dissolved CEO into where we are right now. He had a loan document that came out from the bank. And so the bank was insisting that no, his rates were 9%, his rates were 25%, but he was saying that the rates were 9%, but it was on the agreement. It wasn't just a line or two of that agreement that stated that the loan is 9%, but other loans, other rates they are calculating made it up to about 35%. This was with Union Bank, true life experience. And before you knew it, he had accumulated a lot of debts because he thought he was working with 9%.
Yeah, hidden charges.
Yeah, the hidden charges. Over the years, I've taken legal matters as priority for businesses that I advise. As in, if you are here, ladies and gentle ladies, and you don't have a lawyer that is reviewing everything that has to do with your documents, you're already positioning yourself for trouble. Those trouble, they may not be today, they may be 10 years down the line. And I have a client, I mean, I've just said you, the two of them started a business because they thought they had a partnership. Two of them, partners. Right. Yeah, you've heard me talk about it, right? They started the business thinking they had a partnership. And then when we came in and they wanted to raise more money, they've done the business, they've run it for 5 years. When they wanted to raise more money, they got us in. This was before DealRoom. Anyway, so DealRoom is an expression of a part of what we're doing as consultants. So we went in, we're having meetings. We now got an investor, $1 million or thereabouts, I think. And the question was, okay, they were supposed to make equity contribution, have some part of that money. And the investor was ready to bring in $1 million. and we're in their boardroom, and it just happens that I asked, so how are we getting the equity contribution for this money? It's on ground already. And the CEO goes, I don't have money to invest in the business again. He should contribute some. And that one said, no, I'm a GM. I've sweated myself. I earn salary. I've been working and not earning much. You know, we are partners, so maybe we share it equally. The CEO says, no, we bought you car, we bought you Toyota Corolla. I'm giving you a real life story. We got you Corolla, we got you a house, we got you that we have to split it. We cannot split it. You have to bring the one, go and talk to your friends and family, get more people, get more money, get a loan. I mean, long story cut short, we dissolved that company. Because in the first place, which is where I'm going, it was not a partnership. It was a limited liability company. It was then my partner then, who happens to be a lawyer now, said that there's a deed of partnership. If I Lagos State, if you run a partnership, that's partnership. And he started explaining the partnership, and I'm not like, oh, like seriously? So what they had wasn't even a partnership. Ladies and gentle ladies, FOMO is here to answer all the questions. There are portions where investors will ask, are you majority shareholder in the business? So the legality around it, what does your CAC say? Are you having 51% or 10%, or your husband owns all of the business and you are looking for a way to get your own name into it, to have shares as a shareholder? These are realistic questions you need to ask yourself. Under due diligence, the investors are going to check all of this. Who owns what? They are going to ask, they are going to give you documents, timesheets for VCs, loan documentations. I just signed one with my partners in the US. And I had to sit down because I have now understood my own law to a certain extent. Agreements, I told them I had to ask some questions because, you know, I've been dealing with people like FOMO, so I know the questions they're asking. And answer, they had to use a video to respond to me. So please, let's ask questions. This is actually the singular most important thing around this business we are building. The singular most important thing around your conversation with any type of investor at all. Good, great. So the hands are coming up now. The last one, FOMO, I don't know if I just said you. An HNI wanted to invest in a merchant bank in this country. The investor memorandum was completely printed. It was like 80, 90 pages. And he was asked to talk to me to just get an independent advisor to look at the documents. When I reviewed it, it took me 1 week to sit down in my sitting room because, you know, I'm an investment banker. So I understand the heart of that. I know what the terms looks like. I'm not a lawyer that drafted it. But from an advisory point of view, I needed to look at what are the loopholes. There are loopholes in every document. Don't ask me why they took a company. When I finished, I just circled it. It was like 2 to 3 pages at the end of that document. That's where the loophole was. If he had invested that money without understanding what that line meant, then he was in trouble. I went back to his office. He's a multi-billionaire as I speak. I went back to his office and I showed him and I said, it's not true. I said, sir, that is where this thing means that if you invest this 2 billion, you are not going to be able to bring back your money because of 1, 2, 3. There is a lie that they didn't explain that. That he kept asking them, what are the risks involved? He now calls the CEO. CEO of this organization is a well-known investment banker as I speak today. I said, they are all alive. Everybody is alive. And he goes, oh, sorry, Mr. Swan. So, oh, that was an error. We're going to send you an addendum. Really? Addendum came 2 days later. I went back and he said, Comfort, they sent the addendum. I said, yes. He said he's not investing again. I said, no, you can still. He said, no, he's not doing it.
No, because they were eating. They are eating something in there. And if you had not read it, you will have signed up.
Yes. There is a major one that happened that I'm privy to the documents that she signed. And I looked at the document and said, oh my God, this is it. This was it. If I was advising this, or if her lawyers did a good job. So please, guys. Okay, so Oluwakemi, your hand. Okay, Oluwakemi has spoken before. Let's take Philomena first, please. Go ahead, Philomena.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon to our guests. Yes, ma'am. So there's this question I want to ask. It seems as if some of us that are businesses are enterprise, we don't have a place with investors. So I have been wanting to upgrade to a limited liability, but I keep asking, if I upgrade, what happens to my information, like the years I have been, because there are some investors that will tell you, if your business is not within this lifespan, we cannot invest. So in upgrading, will I still retain, as in to show that I have done business for those number of years? Will it still, will it affect my upgrading? So that's one of my fears. I don't want to start like maybe a startup again. So that's one. Then secondly, what will you advise for someone who wants to upgrade? Because I often hear that don't put your spouse, as in like family thing, husband and wife and children, as the shareholders. Please, what would you advise?
Okay, we'll take the first one first. When you can change from business name to a limited liability company, because no investor will invest in the business name, because the business name is you personally, right? And the liability is yours. So I won't want to give you money where I know that you can go with my money. So I'd rather you put a proper legal structure in place that shows that if I invest, the vehicle is different from you, right? And with respect to your business history, when you are building your profile, it doesn't matter whether the company is incorporated to the 2025. Your experience counts. So when you're building your profile, build it and state what you have done that brought you to where you are right now, because that is the reason why I am investing in you. I'm not investing in the company because I know that the company is great. It hasn't done anything. But it's the experience that is backing that company, that's why they are investing in it. So it counts a lot. So build it in such a status when you are building your profile. You were once a business name incorporated to this, and on this day you now converted to a legal, a proper limited liability company. So anybody reading it will see that it's you and you just metamorphosing to another, a bigger entity. So it goes with it. It's your history. Nobody can take it from it. Do you understand?
Yes, I do. Thank you. It's clearer now.
All right. Okay. Then on the other issue, the other reason why it's advisable not to give your children. You can't give a child who is below 18. You can't make them a shareholder. It's not done. It's not the law, right? It must be above 18. And two, we've discovered that people also give shares to our unborn children in anticipation that they will have those children. They will even give the children names and they give them shares. It's wrong, because in the event something happens, you find out that it amounts to trust. That means you can trust that you have integrity, basically. So, but however, before that part, where all those anomalies have been corrected, PSC will not even register you or register those children if they don't have an ID card, because they must show their ID. you must submit their pictures, and all those things have been cleared. On the issue of giving your spouses or making them directors, if your spouse is well experienced, if your spouse is bringing in value into the business, I see no reason why your spouse cannot be there. But there are situations where you find people just give their spouses because it's my spouse, I'll just give him shares. It's fine, but anybody who the shareholder coming in might feel you might not be able to make, they might see conflict there. They might feel that you might not be able to make informed decisions. You might feel the money might not be safe if husband and wife is in the business, right? And the money might be diverted. Do you understand? There are different scenarios. So it's always safer to have, even if your spouse is there, have other people also to join you who are not necessarily family members that can diffuse the tension. So everybody can say, yes, my spouse is here. This is the value my spouse brings into the business. This is the support. We have this person, we have this spouse, we can move forward. On the issue of shareholders, not everyone is giving their children shares, but it can be structured in such a way that anybody coming can say, okay, what we've done, there's one we're currently advancing. If you look at the books, his gains, his wife and his daughter, and we told him that this will not fly because it's a family business. No investor is coming to invest in board members, people with diverse minds. On the issue of shareholders, create another entity, right? A separate entity for yourself, and let that entity hold your shares on your behalf. Who is coming in knows that they are dealing with an entity, not a group of family members. Nobody wants to be interested in drama. When something happens, let's have it in the bedroom. Did you hold a board meeting? The wife is saying, no, we don't want to hold a board meeting. So there are a lot of drama where you are able to show that the families, that they know what they're doing, business mind, be able to move the business from point A to point B to the SM where you are now coming as an investor. It doesn't stop me in any way. If you're able to bring comfort to the table, I think the reason why an investor will not be received. But there are situations where investors are just more, they come with their terms and money speaks, and the money they are putting on the table tells you this is our deal breaker. You need to restructure, you need to change your board, you need to remove your family from shareholding, how you want to do it. One person can hold the shares on their behalf. They come with different structures. It depends on who you meet, the structure they bring to the table. So there's no one size fits all.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much. Okay, Oluwakemi, your hand is still up.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. All right, my questions are 2 or maybe 3. Okay, one, are directors the same as shareholders? Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Are directors the same as shareholders? Number 2, directors in a company.
Okay.
Are they the same as shareholders, or must they necessarily be shareholders? I just need that clarification. My second question is this: what does I've often heard 1 million share capital, or how do they put it? What does that mean? And what does it even mean to be a shareholder in the company? Is it that, okay, yes, they own a share? Is it that they must also bring money down to run the business or something? Then lastly, what minimum number of shareholders do I need to constitute my company? Did you get all my questions, ma'am?
Yeah, got it. Okay. I'll take the first one first. You said you wanted clarification between directors and shareholders, right? Shareholders are the owners of the company. So, if you are registering a company like you mentioned, they tell you you must have 1 million a minimum of 1 million share capital. That is the law. That's the requirement. You can go. So anyone who subscribes to those shares, who takes 5%, 10%, 20%, becomes automatically the shareholder. They are the shareholders of the company. They are the members of the company. They are the owners of the company. They carry the liabilities of the company. They carry the success. They carry if there's good returns on the money on the company's business, they are the one that enjoys it. If there's liability, also they are the ones that also carry the liabilities. But let me not put it that way, because in the event there are liabilities, the company will bear the liability first. Is when there are certain circumstances where there's fraud, where there's fraudulent actions that led to the business being run down, that the law will now tell the members to carry the bill to them individually. But however, your liabilities are always limited to your investment. So assuming my investment in the company, my shareholding is 50%, I'm only limited to 50% of the liability of the company. Those are the shareholders are the ones that are the owners of the company. But directors, you can be a shareholder, you can also be a director. It doesn't mean that as a director you must be a shareholder. You can be a shareholder, you can be a director without having any shareholding in the company. So you can just be there, you'll be on salary. Maybe they pay you your salary, or they pay you the director's allowances. You have no shareholding. So what it means that you can be a shareholder, you can be a director at the same time, or you can be a shareholder and not be a director in the company. So it depends on the structure and the model you have carved out for yourself when you're registering the company. Then on the issue of share capital, it is a requirement of the law. The law has set a minimum share capital for different types of entities. For example, for SME, it's a minimum of, I think they reduced it, but it must have 1 million share capital. But if assuming you are doing business in the aviation industry, your share capital is quite a lot. It's not the same. At least for bankers, you all know that their minimum share capital is 25 billion share capital. So every sector has a share capital they must register at the beginning of their business. This is to show that you have money to start the business. What we've seen that people just register and divide shares for themselves and not necessarily pay for those shares. The requirement of the law is that you are supposed to pay for every share that is given to you, allocated to you. So assuming you have 1 million share capital and you are 2 directors, 2 shareholders coming together, and you have shared it 500, it is assumed that that money has been paid 500 by one person and 500 to the other person to arrive at that 1 million. But what we see is that people just allot those shares and they don't pay. They don't pay for them, and the state is in their documentation that they are fully paid, because the law is that every share that is issued must be fully paid for, and that is what it is. But people don't really follow that rule when they are incorporating their business. So before you give anybody shares, it's important that you tell them if you are collecting 70%, you need to pay for this 70%. It's not free. The law says it's not free. You need to pay your portion of it. And you must take how your own contribution. Some people might say they don't have money, that they are coming in with sweat equity. What is sweat equity? They are coming in with experience. They are going to help you draw your business plan. They are going to help you do this, do that. So in all these things, we regard it as sweat equity and not cash. So you can say, okay, for everything you are going to help me to, I can give you 10%. And that 10% is equated to 10 million naira or whatever, 10,000. And based on that, I'll give you that percentage of shares. And please let it be also be recorded. You can have shareholders agreement, you can have founders agreement, where everybody's obligation is stated on how they are like at that percentage of shares you are giving them. Then what does it mean? Minimum share capital. Okay, the minimum number of shareholders in a company. The law is 2. I think that is 1. I think sorry. The regulation has been changed, has been changed. It means that 1 person can own the company now. But once your turnover, assuming I think the minimum turnover is 25 million. So if your turnover is 25 million, 1 person can own a company. But once you cross that turnover and your turnover is now 15 million, you are no longer regarded as a small company. You are now a big company and you automatically change your structure. So you now need to have a minimum of 2 shareholders in your company. So there is no limit apart from depends on where you want to play. If you're a small company, you have 1 person can own it. But if you now want to play where you are not dealing with 100 million, 150 million transactions, you can, and your turnover, when you are filing your annual returns, it shows that you are not a small company, you are not a big company. You can no longer say that company is owned by one. You now need to have be in line with what the law provides and structure your company and get another shareholder to join you so that you are 2. So as you move along, your shareholders increases. So you can imagine if you are not looking for investor, so you're looking for 500 million. I won't just give you 500 million. I'm also maximize my investment and get better returns on it. Or I can minimize it, I just want 5% or 10% because I don't really want to be involved in it. I just want to give you the money. So it depends on how people want to play and how they want to. But based on the question you've asked, the minimum shareholder is 1. That is, and it's also based on your turnover. If your turnover exceeds the threshold, automatically you can no longer play in that space. You will need to restructure your company so that you can be in line with the requirements of the law.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Sorry, there's another hand over here.
Okay, good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for your time and for your teachings. So my question is a bit dicey because I've tried asking this question before now, but I've still not gotten clarity. So is it possible for a company limited by guarantee, that's what you call a social enterprise, is it possible for that kind of company to have a limited liability company as a subsidiary? Because now I know company limited by guarantee is not really possible for you to sort of make profits, or like even if you do, you're supposed to channel it back to the organization. So is it possible for that kind of organization to now have maybe the company limited by guarantee is focused more on the impact and everything, but they still need funds to operate and they still want to make profit? Is it possible for them to now have a limited liability company so that they can have, commercial activities and make money? That's my question, ma.
If it's possible for a limited by guarantee to have a subsidiary, is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. If it's possible for them to have a subsidiary, like an LLC.
Yes, it's possible. Yes, it's possible to have a subsidiary. Nothing stops you. So basically, your structure depends on you as the entity at the point of registration. So a limited guarantee, right, when you were setting it up, you said it was for charitable purposes. The difference between a limited by guarantee and NGO is that NGO cannot declare profit, right? It's purely for charitable purposes. For limited guarantee, you can make profit, but your profit is not for profit sharing. It's to return it back to the business, right? So nothing stops you from investing using that vehicle to invest in a profit-making entity. But note that the profit that is coming to you, the profit that is being declared by that entity coming to you is coming as profit, and is not for sharing also, because it will be classified as your profit. So it means that money must also again be channeled into the purpose of the entity of the guarantee. It doesn't stop you from investing in different things. There are just different avenues, different revenue making streams. But it will be classified as revenue, And when it comes in, it will be used to promote the business which you have set that entity to do.
Okay, ma.
So it's not for your personal profit. Yeah.
Okay, exactly. So I was going to come to that. So how does the let's say the founder now or the CEO of that social enterprise, how is that person supposed to be paid or remunerated if everything is plowed back?
Of the subsidiary.
That's
so
of
profit
the
is different from cost.
Okay.
Profit is different from cost. Profit is based on what is less your profit, right? So because you've employed somebody to manage it for you, you have workers, you have pension, those are classified as costs. So it's after you have paid everybody off, you are owing nobody, that you cannot say, okay, I have this money left, and you cannot declare that profit. Until you do that, you're not in a profitable business. Do you understand?
Okay, ma, I get it now. So the founder or the CEO or whoever can also be paid, like salaries and
yes,
everything.
Management fees. You have a proper contract showing that this is what you earn. So it will be classified as cost, as operational cost that the company carries, that the limited carries. It's not free. So it's after you have done, because you were set up to do a business, and you need people to do it for you. So the people doing it, is the cost. It will be classified as cost. So it's only when you have paid everyone off that you can now say, okay, this is the money I made at the end of the year, and this is my profit, which will be channeled back into the business. But it doesn't stop you from paying management fee, someone's salary, paying their pension, paying all the obligations they're supposed to pay.
Okay, it's clear now, ma. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Any other questions?
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you, ma.
Yes, we can, ma.
Yes, we can.
So I think we don't have any other questions. So I will assume that we are okay, and everything I have explained till now is clear.
Yeah, we'll see how this another session. Right. Okay.
Can I ask a question, ma?
Yes, okay, go ahead, Joy.
Okay, ma. Okay, I have you sort of answered it in your explanation, but I just want you to hit the nail on the head and then add one more question. So I wanted to ask, but you mentioned, I said, how do you pay your share? Because you said that according to law, for example, if you have two stakeholders in the company, you're supposed to, according to law, you're actually supposed to make the payments. So my question is, are you supposed to make the payment into the company's account? Let's say you have you have two members and it's 1 million share capital. Are you supposed to pay 500K into the company's account? Maybe you answer that first.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It shows that you pay for the shares. I'll give you an example. There's a case where was in court where people are fighting for, they made that investment and they said they have this number of shares at the beginning. And they went to court and they were able to show that those shares, they just gave the shares to themselves without paying for them.
Wow.
Do you understand? And the law was clear. And the law is those shares must be fully paid for. It means that if whatever shares you are allotted, you must show in the company's account that you pay for them. So, but those people were not able to show that those shares they paid for them. They lost out in that case because it shows that you didn't pay, you were not in compliance with the law. So if anybody, you are giving shares to anybody, the shares must be paid into the company's account. And it's recorded that you paid for the shares that was allotted to you. That is what the law says, and that is what people are supposed to do.
Okay, thank you, Mama, so much.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we're guilty as charged. Okay, so the second question, is the dissemination. So I heard somebody recently said she has, I think maybe 60 to 70, the spouse had 10 or so, then she left 5% or 10% hanging for probably a potential investor. So my question is that, how do you, was there any particular, when it comes to dissemination of shares, like a percentage, what is the best? Is there any particular way to disseminate shares? Is there any particular format, or is there any advice?
There is no particular format. There's no particular format. Let me just say, it depends on you as a company. So assuming you have, okay, we'll start like this. The current law does not allow you it doesn't allow you to have reserve shares. You can't have shares again that is being kept aside for a company to come and take, right? Every share you have is allotted. Yes, is allotted. So if you have 100% shares, that 100% must be strictly allotted. So what you do is either you get someone to say, this, what I'm giving you, I'm taking 70%, but what I actually want is 50% to 50%, and I'm reserving 10% as for future investors, right? So you are holding those shares in trust for the benefit of your investors. So we know that share does not belong to you. So, or you can get an entity, like I mentioned, to hold those shares for the investors that are coming in, because you can't just say, you can't leave them there anymore. It has to be allotted. And on the issue of whether if there is a rule, there is no rule. It depends. You can tell somebody now that you want to set 10%. And the person will look at your books and see there's a profitable business. I say, no, sorry, I'm not going to give you 10%. It's negotiation. I can say, no, I want 20. I want 20. I don't want 5. I don't want 2. So it's either you want the money or you don't want. And you can say, okay, I've seen that I need your money back, but I can't give you the 20%. The least I can do is 10. There is no rule at all. It depends on your negotiating, your strength, what you put on the table. Some investors are sharp. If they see your business and they see that it's very valuable, they can ask for 50%. Even if at the time you were pitching to them, you said you only 35. They can come back and tell you, oh, we've seen this, your projections, we've seen your business now. We think we like this business and we want to go all in. But the only condition is that we want 50%. So it's not left for you to go back and say, okay, I want this investor, I like this money, I like the guy, I like what they are bringing to the table. I can't give you 50%, but why can't you do 30? You know, it's negotiation. Until you meet at a particular point, there's no business. So it's negotiation back and forth, but you must know the right mix. You must know who you are bringing into the business. You must trust the person to the extent where they don't come and take your business and leave you with nothing at the end of the day. So it's important you do a reverse due diligence, ensure there is trust, ensure there's integrity, ensure there's credibility before you do business with them, so that they don't just come and steal your business from you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Efomo. Thank you. We don't want to take so much more of your time. Yeah, you spent over an hour, almost an hour, 30 minutes already talking. So thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, yeah, right. I know you're very busy as well. So thank you so much. We are grateful. Please, ladies in the house, can we say thank you? Yeah, network threw you out. It kept throwing me out as well. I am so sorry. So can we say a big thank you to Efomo, please?
Thank you, Efomo. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So For those who want legal advice, Comfort has my details if you want them, so she can share with you. All right, thank you very much.
I like that.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for having me. Bye.
Thank you, Efomo. Thank you so much. We're super grateful. Thank you for your time. Wow, it's been a day. It's been loaded, so we call it a day here. I'm still reviewing our financials.
I want to ask a question, Ma.
Right, go ahead, please.
Okay, two questions quickly. One, okay, talking about the financials, I was going to ask maybe when you are done reviewing, when you did promise a one-on-one session or something, when that could be at your convenience.
Yeah. I had an injury last week that
I'm so sorry.
All the while. Yeah, this week has been hurting. Last week, Friday was a bit this weekend into Monday, Tuesday, so I couldn't do much. But I'm better now, way better. So I should be able to look at it. So I apologize. I wanted to have a one-on-one rather than give it to the analyst to work on. So I'll be back on it today, hopefully before Friday, by God's grace.
All right. Sorry about the injury, Ma. Thank you, Ma.
Thank you.
Okay, so my other question is this. Talking about equity investment.
Right.
I understand that they come into the business as shareholders, right? Okay, so is it for a lifetime or for just a number of years? If it's for a number of years, I've also heard exit strategy and all that. Does that apply to equity shareholders? How do they exit? For how long do they hold the shares? I want to understand those technicalities.
Okay, so we're going to take a session on that later, but now that you're asking, I'll just give you a brief summary. So when you register your business, like Efomo had tried to elaborate, and she did a very good job of that. You either register 1 million shares, 2 million shares, but for SNEs is 1 million shares. Yeah, please, kindly be muted. Please mute yourself. Right. So you go ahead and you are fully sold out, but you want to raise fresh capital for your business. So let's assume that this business is XYZ Limited. So XYZ Limited has 1 million shares, but it wants to now raise money. And this money it wants to raise is not debt, it's not grant, it's equity. So it will now say, okay, I want to raise another 50 million naira for my business. What we do normally is we'll now check what's the current value of XYZ business at 1 million naira. That's probably 1 naira per share is 1 million naira. So you have 1 million shares. So there's 1 million shares that is fully paid up. Then you want to now bring in new investors. What you are going to do is to increase that share from 1 million to say another 2 or 3 million. But how do you do that? You need, when you started your business, you didn't start it at, you started it at 1 naira. That 1 naira, you need to check the valuation. That's what startups do. Or an assumed valuation or a future valuation, what it would look like. So let me give you an idea. So XYZ wants to raise 50 million naira. It has 1 million shares that the owners, like a former has explained, maybe 500 for 2 people, husband and wife, for example. So you want to get new investors. You want them to bring 50 million naira. That 50 million naira, it means that if you leave it at 1 naira per share, that means that you are going to increase to 50 million shares that you are going to add to your business. But what we know is you have grown that business beyond the 1 naira per share into 1 million minimum. So you are going to do the valuation. If you check the Excel spread, we have a similitude of evaluation for you there. So let's now assume that we check and we see that, okay, We are valued at 5 naira. 5 naira. So we've moved it, me, myself, and my family and my husband, we moved it from 1 naira to 5 naira. So your 5 million naira, your 1 million naira share is actually 5 million naira today at 5 naira. So you are going to sell that share at 5 naira to whoever is interested. So 50 million naira divided by 5 is what? 5 naira divided by 50 million.
10 million.
10 million shares. So that person is going to buy 10 million shares for 50 million naira. Now, assuming the person gives you 50 million naira, so you could value it at 1 naira, you could value it at 10 naira or 100 naira. It depends on what you say your value is or what is the calculated valuation based on the financials. And then they give you 50 million naira to run this business. This person is now a shareholder in your business. What they get in shareholding is calculated. We will get to that one-on-one on investor analysis, and then we will come back in a class to discuss it. So that 50 million naira, let's say, for example, again, for the sake of this conversation, XYZ sold that 50 million share, 50 million, got 50 million naira for 20% of XYZ. That 20% is equal to the 15 million that the new shareholder gave. Question is, this new shareholder, for how long would he stay? In some cases, depending on your agreement, the shareholder can be there for life. He has come in there to be part of your business, and that ends it. He's there forever till you grow, till the day that business ends, or whatever happens. Is either existing or no longer existing. You are not going to pay back the money to him, no. But he expects that he wants to be earning dividends. But there's this other type of investor who don't want dividends per se. Dividends is not what they just want to be able to get their money back. It's not a loan. It's just take the money. I will be on the board. I'll be a shareholder. I'll take a seat on your CFO. Different investors ask for different things. It could be a VC, it could be an angel investor, it could be your brother, your uncle, or a neighbor, an alumni, somebody that just had that 50 million, gave to XYZ. So now to your question, they can decide to stay there if that's what you want. But VCs and so many other investors want to pull that money out because they are also investing. So two types of investors, broad-based. They are either investing to be part of this business or investing because it's an investment. That money is an investment too. So that 50 million is business for them. They just want to turn it around. But it's not loan. Loan, you'll be paying back interest as agreed. Give me 5% monthly. I'll be giving you 5% monthly. You don't own shares. We don't talk about shares at all. But when we talk about shares, you've taken 20% of the business. When do you exit my 20%? Two ways, broad ways. Is either the person stays with that 20% forever, or you buy it back from him. So you can decide that you've grown the business enough. You say, okay, we buy it back. You can buy the business in different ways. It could be somebody else buying back the business, that equity of 50 million. So, but the beauty of it is that my 50 million is not coming back to me at 50 million. It's coming back to me as 20% of the business at the time when I want my money back. Those are all agreed. So in simple terms, yes and no, your investors can leave your business. Most PEs do between 7 to 10 years, 7 to 10 years. So they leave. So that's why you hear them say 10x. I turned it around 5 times, or we turned around our money 20 times. So every time this 50 million, they are expecting that it's turned around 20 times, 30 times, or 1 time or 2 times. Nigerian businesses turn around money, equity money around 2 times, 3 times. So that is 100%, 200%, 300%. So this 50 million, I'm going to take it out in the next 5 years, and you will be paying me back 150 million naira. That is 3x. So you give me back 3 times my money as equity contribution, and I get out. So you buy me back with 150 million to get your shares back. if you don't have the 50 million and you want me out, then you will have to sell it to another investor or another PE firm takes it over. Or if it's a big organization, for example, we can exit through the capital markets. So yes, so it allows the equity route allows investors to exit at a certain agreed time T based on certain valuation, agreed V in a time T in the future. Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma. Thank you, ma'am.
Right. Okay. So on this note, we're done. I said there's any other question?
Good afternoon, ma.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, ma. Well done, ma. Please, I wanted to find out this pitch deck. Well, are we meant to start working on it?
Yes,
I was expecting that.
Friday.
Oh, I thought we were meant to send something like a sample for us to use to put in
you
our.
Didn't get the sample. Oh, you didn't get the sample. Sorry about that.
No, I did not.
Marianne, please send a sample of what a pitch deck looks like. And then we'll send you a PowerPoint that would help you with the narratives that you can follow. A sample, and then something, a sample in PDF and a PowerPoint. You should have gotten that on Monday evening. Sorry. Apologies, please.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yeah, but you should have started writing whatever it is. Open your PowerPoint and start loading your PowerPoint for your pitch deck, please. It's very important.
Okay, that's with what what's going to be sent. Is it what's going to be sent or on my own?
Yeah, just open a PowerPoint and start loading, but we'll send something right away.
Okay, ma'am.
Immediately after this session, maybe in another 30 minutes to 1 hour, you'll get it, please. We have it. I just don't know why you don't have it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so any other questions, please? Yeah, thank you, everyone. I'm better now. I'm still wearing slippers, by the way. I hurt my leg badly. All right. So thank you, everyone. The conversation is becoming a bit thick in quotes, but a lot of information you have, but we want to do. So we're going to run through. I'm going to send slides on your checklist for due diligence when what investors want to see as we plan, as you start to write your pitch deck. Go ahead, Philomena.
Sorry, ma, I'm back again. So the question now is so should we start the process of upgrading our businesses? Because now I'm an enterprise. We should start it now, Abi?
I think everyone should just go on a limited liability, unless you don't want to raise money.
Okay.
Just have a limited liability company, an LTD. But if you are not ready for that long haul, don't bother yet. But if you really want to do serious business, that's the way to go.
But for this project, ma, would we be matched with an investor?
No, if you have an enterprise, we will not. There's no point. They will ask you to do the same thing. But if it's debt that you're looking for, right, we can try around that.
I didn't hear you, ma.
If it's debt that you're looking for and not necessarily serious money, maybe small debts, small loans, you can get with your business name. But for serious money and serious investors or higher level investors, you need to have a limited liability.
Okay, ma. Thank you.
Right. Yeah, thank you. Ejiro, your hand is up.
Yes, ma. Ma, you just mentioned that you advise that we go for an LTD if you're looking for serious money. So the LTD, that's like a limited liability company, are you referring to the public or to the private?
Private, no public here. You are
Okay,
not yet a company, a private liability company.
Okay, ma. Thank you, ma.
Thank you, ma'am. Right. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you. I usually don't want to spend 3 hours, but it's looking like that's what's happening again today. So thank you, everyone, for your time. Please ask all the questions. If you notice we miss out anything, please follow us up on the WhatsApp page. Mrs. Agbeke's presentation on financial planning, she has sent it, so we'll be dropping it shortly. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, and let's meet on Friday. So before Friday, I would have reached out to everyone, and then we can pick office hours to meet on your Excel.
All right, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. Have a beautiful evening, everyone.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
No attendance. Hello.
That's true. No attendance today.
Always
Attendance was dropped. After
Yes,
the
there's
first speaker.
attendance. Please.
My network has been that. Please,
Can you post so that I can fill before we go?
Okay, please pause. Don't end the presentation. Please copy the link, please. Has it been dropped?
I can't see it. I've gone up.
Okay, don't worry, it will be dropped shortly.
Okay, thank you, sis.
Please copy. And, yeah. So we'll leave it open for some time before we shut down. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice evening.